Yeah, all set.
Got it. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Lynn. That was very sweet. This organization, for those of you, well, let's get started. So good morning again, everyone. Welcome. As you are still logging in, as everyone is arriving this morning, please do make sure that you put your contact information into the chat. The chat will be saved, and we will send that out. We are recording this morning also. We know that sometimes people have to jump off a call early. This will be recorded. It is being recorded. We will upload it to our YouTube channel, and you will receive a link to this. You should also know that if you go to the SSWBN website and you go under events, event recordings is there. So you will find our past lot of quarterly breakfasts and a lot of things that we did over COVID, which obviously were virtual as well. So if you have some time, I like to listen to those kind of recordings in the car, spend a lot of time in the car. And I think that's just a great way to kind of keep up to date. So again, over the next 24 to 48 hours, you will receive an email follow-up from us with the link to the recording and the saved chat as well. So again, welcome. Those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Lisa Dooley. I am the outgoing president of the SSWBN. It has been an amazing 2 years. It's the only, I came in at literally the height of COVID. And I'm not going to lie when I say that was a challenge. We, like all other organizations, were trying to figure out how do we make this work and how do we stay viable. I know a lot of organizations folded, and we have thrived. I think partly because of you, all because of you, really, because you have all stepped up. This is a network that's been around since 1991. And while we have a fabulous storied history, I think what most excites me is about what we have going forward. We are working hard as an organization to make sure that we are giving you the tools and the resources that you need as business owners, as people, as community members, to bring your whole selves, your best selves to what you do, because I think that's how we all grow and thrive. So thank you for all that you've done and your support these last couple of years. We have a number of board members on this call. And as we go around, I'd like them to just let you know, after the first of the year, Lynn will be announcing some new board positions as we move that forward into 2023. But we would not have an organization. I just need to spend 10 seconds to acknowledge Allison Almarguedo, who really led us through the heart of the pandemic and really created a structure that was both sustainable and allowed us to really pivot. God, do we all hate that word? Pivot and grow over the last couple of years. So Allison, thank you for everything you did setting us up for success. Lynn will be beyond fantastic. You've got two presidents, one in organizing, the other a virtual assistant. Frankly, people, you couldn't be in better hands. So I'm excited for what's coming up. So the network, again, our goal here for those of us who are newer to the network or guests this morning, our goal is to really do four things. We like to say it's coaching. When you are a new business owner, you don't know what you don't know. So having people who have probably already done what you've done is huge. So if you are looking for resources, or you're looking for just help, or you have a question, I always say to people, go to the directory. There are 2 pages to the directory, just so you know. Sometimes people think, well, it's not in there, but there are a couple of pages to the directory, and look and see who might have done. And what I love about this network is that people are always so willing to give of themselves, of their time and of their expertise to help other people do better, because we don't know what we don't know. We also believe in a lot of making contacts. This is not a group where you walk in the door and you hand around your business card and expect that you're going to get business. That is not how networking works. Networking is about building contacts and building trust and building relationships. We also believe in collaborating with each other. I have done a number of events with members of the network. I have collaborated with them on my own business, with my website, with my marketing, with my SEO. People here are amazing. So go here first. That's what I always say to people. If you're looking for a resource, go here. And the last part is, and equally important, is community. One of the tenets of the organization is that each quarter we support a local charity. Sheila Barber, again, still don't see Sheila, but Sheila, she's been ill. Sheila is our charity coordinator. If you have a charity that is near and dear to your heart, something that is really important to you, please reach out to Sheila. You can find her information in the directory, and she will work with you to vet that organization. Our intention is to support our quarterly charities
are coming.
with exposure, because especially for some of our smaller charities, people don't know, and we don't know, again, we can't support something that we don't know. So we're thrilled to have Bags of Hope here to talk to us this morning as our quarterly charity. And for first quarter next year, we will be supporting Road to Responsibility, which supports developmentally delayed and challenged adults in the community. So we're excited about that as well. So that's what we're here to do this morning. We're going to take a couple minutes to kind of go around the room and introduce ourselves. So I'm going to call into the way I see you in my Brady Bunch screen. So it may take a little bit. So again, my name is Lisa Dooley. When I'm not doing this, I am a professional organizer. I help my clients find more space, more time, and more joy in their lives. And my new favorite phrase is, some is not a number and soon is not a time. So if you're looking to make change, stop using those words, because they're not going to get you anywhere. So that's my new tagline, folks. To my left, Donna Emschweiler. Donna was a former VP, and Donna is now our Metro South Chamber liaison. Good morning, Donna. You're on mute.
Still on mute, Donna.
Still on mute. I know. It's early, Donna.
Just as long as we're waiting, would it be possible for everyone to mute themselves? Anyone who's not unmute, anyone who's not muted?
Okay, thank you. All right, Dawn, I'm going to come back to you. Pam Cunningham.
Good morning. I'll make it quick. Former board member, years with SSWBN. And Lisa, as I said earlier in my little text to you, it's been a pleasure working with you all those years and getting to know you. I've been absent for a while from many of the meetings, and that's because I've been volunteering after having, I'll say retired, but instead of saying that I'm retired, I say I'm evolving. So I decided to become a SHINE counselor, which is, for those of you who don't know it, it is serving the healthcare insurance needs for everyone on Medicare. So I became, I'll say, a quasi expert in Medicare, and now I work with seniors and other people who are not seniors who are on Medicare, navigating the complexities of what the hell it is, because it is complex. So for any of you who are approaching 65, get started early. And if you need help, by all means, contact me. That's it.
Thanks, Pam. Meg Hartwell. Good morning, Meg.
Good morning. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you, Lisa. This is my first time joining this group. So my name is Meg Hartwell. I'm from Marshfield, and I'm a newly registered yoga teacher as of last month. And Michelle Wardeman, who's actually my best friend, told me about this group. And she said it's a great way just to meet new people, to network, get some ideas on just growing a business, because I'm like literally brand new to this as of like a month. So I'm hoping to meet some new people and get some help.
We're so glad you're here. And yes, Michelle is absolutely right. This is the place to go. So thank you for that. And I'm in Marshfield as well, so we'll have to hook up. Kathy Ballerini, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kathy Ballerini, and I am the owner of Explore and Exhale Travel. Our lives are busy, so that's why I'm here to help plan your next fantastic getaway. I'm also the event planner in training under Michelle Wardeman, so I know I'm definitely in good hands. My information is in the chat, and I do believe that the name of my business explains exactly what I do. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, Kathy. And Kathy is actually going to be doing a focus chat for us in January 13th down at Cravings Cafe. Yep, we're super excited about that. That is also another opportunity for anyone who would like to do an event or talk to us. We've had half of the people on this call have done an event for us. Reach out to Kathy and Michelle, and they will talk to you about getting something set up. And Lord knows, after the last couple of years, who doesn't want to travel? So thank you, Kathy. Kristen Brooks, our other travel expert. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kristen Brooks. I'm in Plymouth, and I'm the co-owner of Whimsical Wishes Travel Concierge. We primarily do family and luxury travel, and I opened my agency March 13th, 2020. So it's been quite an adventure, to say the least, but I'm very proud to be still sitting here and we're thriving. So that's exciting after being in the industry for 12 years. So I'm happy to be here. I've been to a couple events this year, but I hope to get a little bit more involved in 2023 and looking forward to getting to know you all a little bit more. So thank you.
Thank you. As Kristen and Kathy will both tell you, we think we know travel, but you really don't. So if you're looking for expertise, these are some great ladies to reach out to. Donna, are you available now? No, Donna, I won't miss you, friend. I promise oh, there you are. You're still muted.
Got me now?
Yay, Donna.
Oh my God.
Good morning.
Two pieces of equipment later. Donna M. Schweiler, liaison from the Metro Chamber. They just had an event the other day that was absolutely amazing. For really kind of stuffy business people, it was a really fun Christmas party. So yes, with my Mary Kay business, making happiness for people with their making them feel a lot better. So that's what's going on with me.
Thank you. So everyone should also know that if you follow our Facebook page, we welcome all of you. We have a program we've started here at the network, which is, we call it Amplify Your Voice. So if you have an event that you are running, you would like us to share about it, right? Share it on your own page, obviously on social media, but send it to Lynn or send it to Michelle, and we will get that up onto the Facebook page. And then it's seen, there are lots of people on our Facebook page. So one of the things that we also share about is our relationships with the Metro South Chamber, the South Shore Chamber, and the Plymouth Area Chamber. And you should know that a lot of those events are open to the public. You just have to sign up. Some are members only, but you can sign up and go to attend those events. And it's really just a great way to network, especially if you're kind of still trying to build your business. Manessa, good morning.
Hello, I was actually making a quick note about following up on a couple things. Hi, I'm Vanessa Konecki, ambassador of joy and host of the podcast, Stop Shitting All Over Yourself, which you can listen to at manessa.com. I am coming in next year as the membership, the chair of the membership committee, which is super exciting. And speaking of events, hey, Lynn, I'm so excited to be joining you. I am setting up a book signing and a book reading by Judy Harrington. Her book is called Fuckery. She's a local author, and she's going to be doing a signing in Books and Sundry in January, February that we'll be sharing information about. So like, this is exactly the kind of event, if you're like, oh my God, I have this author that I love, or I have this thing that I'm doing and I want all these people to attend, you can bring that to the network and, you know, gather interest, get this book. It's super fun and very local. So for anyone who's local, you'll enjoy hearing some of the local stuff. That's me.
Thank you, Manessa. Yeah, so excited. Our membership is really the heart of what we do, and we are so excited Manessa is joining us. So Marcy Desmond, good morning. Marcy recently did a talk for us right before Thanksgiving, and Marcy, you'll be happy to know I wasn't strapping on the feed bag with the mashed potatoes, so it worked. So thank you for that.
Excellent. I'm Marcy Desmond, and I'm an empowered eating coach and a health and wellness coach. And I help women who struggle with emotional and binge eating and overeating in general get their lives back. And I do one-on-one coaching, and I'm really excited about this. In 2023, I'm going to be launching a community, which is going to be an ongoing, it's like an ongoing coaching program where there'll be tons of support, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you, Marcy. Marcy, from personal experience, I can tell you is fantastic. Michelle Morris, good morning.
Good morning. I am a nurse and a cannabis coach. My business is called Whole Flower Consulting. So I've actually been a bedside nurse, like in the hospital setting, for 25 years. And I use plant medicine to heal my own chronic pain. when the traditional system failed me, basically, as it does for so many. So the traditional system is really focused on just sick care. But what I really like to bring up for people and remind people is that plant medicine is great for keeping you healthy so that you can stay out of the hospital. Because I'm here to tell you the traditional system is not there to support us like it used to be. So I educate people, one-on-one consults and community education on how cannabis and CBD work, different delivery options, you know, how you can integrate that into your regular other wellness routines that you do. We all have an endocannabinoid system. It's part of our bodies. We don't have a pharmaceutical system. We have an endocannabinoid system. So that's just the very basic thing that I start to educate people on. And I absolutely love what I do. And the reason I'm still able to work as a nurse is because I found plant medicine. So I just want to share it with everyone.
Thank you, Michelle. And I think that's huge because, again, there's a lot of us kind of have questions about something like that. And Michelle is our resident expert. So thank you for sharing. Jamie Doherty, good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning. This is my first time on this call or in an event here. I met Lisa last week at a chamber event. I own Empowering Athletes. It's in Pembroke. I'm a certified athletic trainer. I do injury prevention, rehabilitation, and sport-specific rehab for all athletes of all ages. And I've been in business for about almost going on 5 years.
Yeah. So the great conversation that Jamie and I had at the chamber event was, how about training for those of us who think we're athletes or we're former athletes, right? Which is probably a pretty big segment of the population. So Jamie, welcome. So thrilled you're here. I think this is a great group and I think you're going to fit in really nicely. So thank you. Good morning.
Thank you.
All right. Allison, good morning.
Betty. I'm Allison Guido from Almar Building Remodeling Company. We do residential remodeling here on the South Shore. So anything from windows and doors, kitchens, bathrooms, additions. We do custom new homes, not spec building. Yeah, so that's me. We've been in business for 63 years and I've been part of this network for almost 20 years. And if you're new, it's great. And what's nice is we have so much stuff that fits whatever your schedule is or what you're able to come to depending on it. So welcome everybody.
Thank you, Allison. Shannon, good morning. Shannon is our director of tech. So I know I fumbled around a little bit this morning, but Shannon would be much better with that. Good morning, Shannon.
Not always. Hi, I'm Shannon Donovan. I'm a professor at Goodwater State University, and I own Small Biz Doctors. And basically, we help you get found on the internet. And specifically, I focus on small local companies and ranking them so that they get more calls, more leads, and can grow their company. So if you need any help with that, give us a call.
Awesome. Thank you. Shannon's amazing. Lynn, good morning.
Good morning. I was busy taking notes. Good morning, everyone. Lynn Feingold, Virtual Assistant Boston. I am the person who's going to be filling the very big shoes that Lisa Dooley is leaving behind. And I'm excited to be taking SSWBN into the next chapter and excited to be working with some fantastic people on the board. So I think you can expect some good things from the network in the future. And again, Lisa, thank you so much for all you've done for us. It's been amazing and inspiring. I'll tell you, guys, I had a 2-hour meeting with her the other day at a local coffee shop to learn everything I need to know. And good heavens, she kept saying, okay, Joe, well, there's one more thing. And there was always one more thing. It was like, oh my gosh, when are we getting to like the last one more thing? It was pretty inspiring. So thank you again, Lisa. I do a job for the past couple of years as a virtual assistant, and I help small businesses with anything from writing and communications to social media design work and stuff like that. So give me a call. I'd love to have one-on-ones with some of the new people I've been seeing here today. So I'll be circling back with you and let's get something on the calendar. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again, Lynn. Sharon, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, I'd love to speak with Lynn because I'm new too. And I've been a teacher for over 25 years. I also have counseling certifications for both young people and adults. And I'm offering tutoring now besides my job for QCAP, which is a government agency that gives everything free, whether it's heating or food or the classes that I'm teaching in English. And one thing that's different about me is that I'd like to start bartering for goods and services with my goods and services, because Dr. Daniel Donald Moen was on Indeed the other day, and he said that that we almost lost our bonds. The United States almost lost the bonds. And I asked him, so he's a guy who's been writing financial stuff since the 60s. And I asked him, well, should my son get his bonds? And he said, if it wouldn't even matter, if that would mean the dollar's gone. So at some point, the dollar is going to drop really low and the inflation's going to get it. So I would like to start a bartering system to have it in place of any emergency. Plus, it's just fun.
Well, thank you, Sharon. And I think what's important is that everyone kind of get to know what other people do, because I know that I do that a lot as an organizer and kind of figure out how there's a lot of synergies with what people do. And I think that's a great way to build relationships. So thank you for sharing that. Taylor, good morning.
Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone. This is my first meeting. I just joined last week, so very excited. I work with ADP, so we're a payroll company essentially. So I am a small business consultant. I help small businesses with payroll, HR, benefits. I know, there's a lot of compliance and laws out there, especially in Massachusetts, that change regularly. So I'm here to help you with that. So if you, need any help or know anyone that needs any help, just feel free to shoot me a message or an email.
Thank you, Taylor. Welcome to the network. I think you're going to find a really great group here. So thank you for joining. Stephanie, good morning.
Good morning. So I am also new here. I was invited by Manessa. I did her headshots about 2 weeks ago. So I am fairly new to Marion, Mass. I was in Worcester area prior. I am a boudoir and women's empowerment photographer. I also have my master's in social work, which was a previous job. And so I am able to use my social work skills in helping women rediscover themselves. I feel like most women suffer from body image issues sometime during their lives. So my experience helps women change how they see and feel about themselves. And it increases their confidence and self-worth and self-esteem. So I'm really passionate about providing that service for women because I think society really does a number on us and leads to unrealistic expectations. So I'm really passionate about helping women feel better about themselves through my art of photography. So that's what I do. So I'm excited to be here to meet new people because I'm new to the area. I have been doing this since 2007, so I'm not new to, but to get more bums and seats. So that's part of me wanting to be part of this. Manessa invited me and I thought it would be a great opportunity to meet new people and to get the word out on what I do.
Thank you, Stephanie. We're so thrilled that you're here. Manessa already hit the ground running, get people signed up. So great job, Manessa. You know what? Do not ever underestimate the power of a good photo, right? In what I do, the before and afters are so powerful. And if you are working on your website or what you have and what your picture represents is powerful. So Stephanie, thank you. We have another photography here. Seraphine, are you with us?
She actually just texted me she had not received the link, so she'll be here in a few minutes.
Okay.
She's logging on now.
Yeah, sometimes the links come from the info at, and not everybody gets it. Michelle, I'm going to come back to you. Wendy, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, having trouble with my mute. I'm Wendy Jurgens. I'm in Norton, Massachusetts. I'm with Relive International. Relive's products are plant-based nutritional supplements. I've been with the company for 20 years, so I've seen a lot, learned a lot, and I love everybody I work with. I am also a published author. I'm going to put that information in my in the chat. I've been doing a lot of reading, reading too. And my topic generally is about suicide or mental health. I lost a son to suicide 10.5 years ago. I learned a lot from him. I continue to learn, and I want to reach out and help people. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you for sharing. We're thrilled you're here this morning and part of the group. Ruth Rooney. Ruth, are you there? All right, we'll come back to, oh,
I'm
Ruth,
here.
there you are. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. And so as you can see, yes, images are really important, and I don't know why, but mine isn't showing. I'm going to turn my video on for 1 second because as many of you know, I've also, like Pam, been a little missing in action. And I was no resolutions, but absolutely resolute to be here this morning. And so when I woke up with this horrible thing in my throat, I was so happy, Lisa, to see that we're doing it virtually. So avert your eyes. If you do not want to see something horrible, I will turn my video on for 1 second so I can at least say hello to everyone. And a couple things I want to say. First of all, to all of you who, Lisa, Allison, Pam, Lynn, Donna, I know there are more that I'm missing, but you, in my absence, have been just unconditionally supportive, reaching out to me. It's been kind of a crazy year. I broke my fingers. My husband had a stroke. I was back and forth to California. And so it's been just a little challenging, but this is an amazing group. From the moment I joined, Allison always partnering and supportive of what I was doing, having written a book, encouraged me and worked with me to speak at a conference, which was not ever my favorite thing to do, but it went very well. Lisa helped a client of mine, so I cannot say enough about this group. I am at the moment transitioning finally out of my leadership training and coaching business and moving on, as Pam said, not retiring, but focusing more on writing. I wrote a book back in 2016 called Heartitude Works, all about leading with heart. And I'm actually thinking now to work on my second book, which the reason I write is really to try and change the dialogue about things. And the reason I wrote the first book was I felt people just really did not, in corporate America at least, bringing your heart to work was unheard of, right? I mean, really, we want your hands, your brain, but please leave your heart at the cubicle door, pick it up on your way out. And so that book was intended to change that dialogue. And my new book, I'm hoping, will change the dialogue about non-blood relatives, in-laws, monster in-laws, stepsisters, stepbrothers, adopted. What a horrible dialogue we have about those people. And so my new book is all about really, I don't know exactly what the title will be, but at the moment it's called Mothers in Love instead of Mothers-in-Law. And so I will probably reach out to you because I am looking for stories and testimonials for in-laws that you love. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm just thrilled to be back connected with this group. I probably have to have surgery on my hand. So the good news about that is I will be probably in this area for a couple extra months this year. So anyway, wonderful group. I love you all so much. Thank you for being so supportive of me.
Thank you, Ruth. We're so thrilled to have you. Heartitude Works is a fantastic book, and it really does speak to the heart of bringing, as Ruth said, bringing your whole self to what you do and to work, because that's how we really do better, I think, for ourselves. Katie Starr, good morning, Katie.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Katie Starr. I'm a real estate agent with Jack Conway Real Estate, and it's really nice to be here. I missed a couple of the last meetings too, so it feels good to be here with everybody, even though we're not in person. The real estate market is shifting, or maybe to steal a word, I think it was from Pam earlier, the real estate market is evolving. And it's probably an evolution that needed to take place. The market was solid and strong, but if you flip that, it was out of control and chaotic. So we're starting to see some of those scales balance a little bit. I'm still working with many buyers. I'm working with some sellers that are a little bit more nervous now, and they haven't listed yet, but we're having those early conversations. Nothing's falling. The earth's not coming to an end. It's just balancing, and it's a balance that if you're in this industry, it's long overdue. So if you are someone who has been looking for a home or thinking about looking for a home, my buyers are having a lot better opportunity now. The large overbidding and multiple offer scenarios, they're much fewer and further between, and sellers are still making out, really well. They haven't lost value. They're just not getting, obscene over asking prices anymore. So anyway, I am Katie Starr with Jack Conway. I'm happy to be here. And if anyone has a real estate need, I'd love to chat with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Katie. Especially in the early days of the pandemic when the housing market seemed out of control, and it was. Katie did a wonderful talk for us along with another realtor. So again, go back to the events page and you can find those event recordings because that was virtual, of course, as we all were back in the day. Lee Darst, good morning.
Good morning. Lee Darst. I'm an attorney in Hingham. I have belonged to this group for many, many years. I don't know how many years, but many years. I have a general practice in Hingham. I do estate planning and I do real estate. I also have a big family law practice, divorces, paternity, grandparent guardianships, and I probate a lot of estates. So anyway, thank you for recognizing me and thank you for all of your hard work, Lisa. I have thoroughly enjoyed working with you, well, having you in charge and part of the board for all these years. It's been fun.
Thank you, Lee. Lee was actually also recently a speaker at the South Shore Women's Conference and did a fantastic job. Lee did a great lunch and learn for us also recently. So if you have a question, Lee is the person to talk to. She's fantastic. Lisa Braxton, one of my other favorite authors. There's been a lot of authors on this group, which is fantastic. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Lisa Braxton. I am, as Lisa duly mentioned, I'm an author. I'm the author of The Talking Drum. It's a novel about gentrification. It takes place in the early 70s. So it's a historical novel about what happens to three young couples when an urban redevelopment project takes over an immigrant neighborhood. I've won some awards for this novel. I was published by a feminist press out of Canada. So it's been a really great process, and I've done a lot of speaking, and I'm willing to speak to many, many more groups if they're interested. I'd also like to mention that I'm also a writing instructor at Grub Street Writing Center, and in the Seaport District. And I'm now teaching a workshop called The Art of Getting Older, Writing About Aging. So if anyone is interested in writing about what it's like to get older and to become older, because there are writing classes there about what it's like to become a mother and what it's like to go through trauma. And I said, well, there are women and men getting older. We should have a voice and write about how it feels, what we think, and reflect on our lives. So the next class I'm teaching is on Saturday, the 21st of January. So I'll send the information to Lynn Feingold. So if you're interested, please think about joining me. Also, besides The Talking Drum, I'm working on a collection of essays about grieving. My father passed away 2.5 months ago. My mother passed away 2 years ago. I lost my job. I had breast cancer, and my husband lost his job. So it's been a tough time for me, and I'm writing some essays, hopefully to do a collection so other people who are grieving losses can just get something from that, something soothing to help them through their grieving as well. And I'll put my information in the book chat. And I'm also, for my full-time job, I'm the communications coordinator for the Massachusetts Housing Partnership, which is a quasi-state organization that offers a first-time homeownership program, as well as financing affordable housing developments. And also, I am the president of the Greater Boston section of the National Council of Negro Women. We lead, advocate, and empower women of African descent, their families, and communities. So if you've heard of the educator Mary McLeod Bethune back in 1935, she organized the national organization, and Boston chapter is part of that. So I'll put my information in the chat, and it's great to be here. I haven't been here in a while, so it's great to be back. And thank you, Lisa, for all that you've been doing for these past few years.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. You are the absolute epitome of the women in our lives, right? Women who have so much on their plates, right? Who have all of these different varying responsibilities and all these different challenges, and you keep showing up. So thank you for showing up for us. I've read Lisa's book. It is fantastic.
Yes.
Please do. And somebody, Allison was nice enough to throw that in the chat. And please do share that with Lynn so we can get that up. Sherry Damon. Sherry, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for all that you do and welcoming me when I started. I am a psychotherapist and wellness teacher and owner of a crazy busy practice here on the South Shore on a tiny little therapeutic farm. Some of you came here for a breakfast a few months back. We focus on eating disorders, disordered eating, nutrition for athletes. My particular focus is also on eating disorders, especially with women's issues as we age. So Lisa, I definitely want to be in touch with you and dealing with menopause. I am offering a free eating disordered eating training at the end of January. So Lynn, I'll send that to you for people who might be interested in learning some information about that. And good morning. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, Sherry was kind enough to invite us to her. That was a fantastic event there. We were busting at the seams, and it was fantastic to get together. Again, the power of collective thought. Natalie, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Lisa, thank you so much. I'm sorry that you're leaving as I'm starting, but
I'm not going anywhere, Natalie. You're not getting rid of me that easy.
So I'm Natalie Ahern. I'm the owner of All the Right Moves, and I am a downsizing specialist. So I work with people in the 55 plus community as they're downsizing from the houses they've lived in 25, 30 years and moving forward, helping them clear out of the things they no longer want or that are important in their lives. And very happy to be here.
Thank you. Natalie's fantastic. If you know someone, and we all do, someone that needs that extra support, Natalie is fantastic. Barb Hatfield, good morning.
Hi there. So I'm Barbara Hatfield. I am a life coach and I coach young adults. And I also decided to really also focus on mothers, because when young adults in our children have stress and anxiety and depression and can't, function as well as we want them to, it puts a huge strain on, like, especially a mother getting on with her life. So I coach both, and I just love to help empower young adults as they navigate the stressful life that they're transitioning to. And and I love to help moms just with the tools of how to live your life, even though your child might be struggling. And so to help them from, just to be there for their child, but also be there for themselves.
Thank you, Barb. Barb actually also did a great lunch and learn for us in the fall, giving us all those tools. It was fantastic. Deb, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Deb Gaschel. I am the owner and creative director of Message Artist Creative Group, which is a content marketing branding agency. We help small businesses, nonprofits, basically with everything that you need to say to your audience. So whether it's website copy content, emails, blogs, social profiles, we can help you reach the people you need to speak to. So that's us. And oh yeah, and I'm on the board too.
Yeah. I love how that's her clothes. Deb is our amazing marketing director. She has all those great emails and communications that you see. That is Deb's brainchild. So thank you, Deb. Nice to see you. Katie, good morning. Oh, I know, Katie. I just called on you and you just took a bite. Sorry, rude. That was rude of me.
So my name is Katie.
and I'm from Plymouth, and I actually work at the Plymouth Public Library, but I work for the foundation as an event coordinator. So that's my exciting life, but I'm very interested in the different authors because I know the library is always looking for authors to come and speak. So I would be very interested to talk to you. But I love this group. I joined this group over a year ago, and everybody's just been so friendly and so kind. And Lisa, I'm going to miss you, but I know I'll still see you. So,
Yeah.
But
Thank you.
you know, anybody that's new, welcome. And I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. Thanks.
Thanks, Katie. No, you're not getting rid of me either. Eileen, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Oh, hi. I'm Eileen Borders. I'm a bookkeeper. I own On Time Bookkeeping, which is bookkeeping for small businesses, kind of here, there, and everywhere, because everything I do is online. I work with QuickBooks Online mainly, as well as Wave, which is another app that a lot of small business owners use. So I work with businesses to kind of keep their finances in order during the year, rather than just waiting until tax time, which is coming up very soon. Everybody's favorite time of year. So yeah, that's what I do. And I'm about to do my workout, so that's why I'm kind of here.
No problem. Eileen, thank you. And another thing, I think for those of us who are sort of newer to our businesses, we think we can't bring in outside help and we should do it all ourselves. Trust me, you need a QuickBooks expert, and Eileen is fantastic. Donna Dunlap, good morning.
Good morning. I'm a bit under the weather, so that's why you're getting that picture today.
No worries.
So I'm Donna Dunlap. I am a beauty counter consultant. What we do is our mission is to get cleaner products into the hands of everyone. We do advocate for safer beauty and personal care products. So we go to Congress every year to fight for safer laws because there is a lack of regulation for products in our homes in general. Only 30 chemicals are banned in the US and 600 are banned in Canada, 1,400 are banned in European Union. We ban 1,800 at Beauty Counter. So it's really important for us to get out there and educate. So it's a huge thing that I love to do is I love to educate people on cleaner, safer choices in their lives. So that is one thing I look to do is I look to do that and do one-on-ones with people and do events with people, just anything to help them do a clean swap, whether it's Beauty Counter or other products. It's not just about beauty products, it's anything you're using in your home. It's important to make that clean swap for your family. So that is what I do. Excuse me, my voice is cutting out. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
So that is what I do. I've been doing Beauty Counter for a couple of years. I am a former esthetician, and I'm also a dog trainer here in Marshfield, Massachusetts.
Thank you, Donna. Donna is one of our newer members. So if you do have questions or you'd like to have that conversation, please do reach out to Donna. Seraphine, are you there?
Hang on. Oops. Yes, I am. Hang on just a moment.
Good
Sorry.
morning.
Hi, just a moment. A moment ago, I just dropped off the little one from school, getting ready to go to work. But here I am. I'm Seraphine Wanami of Seraphine Photography. Have a new studio in Braintree. Prior to that, I was working from my home. I do families, branding and headshots. I had you talk about the importance of, as I was just logging in, the importance of images and what you put out there. So I won't talk about that anymore right now, but I'm fairly new. I think this is actually my first meeting to the group, life in general. So I'm glad to be here and looking forward to networking. I need to just get in and get my first meeting in. So
thanks, Seraphine. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, I mean, again, as I think as Allison said earlier, our goal is to, schedule our meetings because not every meeting time is going to be great for everyone. So we try to be as flexible. So welcome. We're so thrilled that you're here. Kim, I know we're going to hear from you later this morning, but if you want to just introduce yourself.
Sure. Thanks so much for having me. So Kim Gagney, I'm here to speak about Bags of Hope, which is a nonprofit for kids in foster care. But just to tell you a little bit about myself, I currently work in foster care in Massachusetts, recruiting and licensing and training foster parents, which I'm very passionate about. But my other role is I'm a director of operations for a medical center that I'm a nurse by nature that we opened earlier this year called the River Health and Wellness in Swansea, Mass. And it's primary care to emergency room level care and a membership-based care. So it's a little bit of a mix of, we have babies all the way up to patients in their 90s. So it's an incredible practice that's really patient focused. So that's what I do on the side is that piece. But I'm happy to be here this morning.
Thank you, Kim. We're so excited to hear from you this morning. So I think I've gotten everyone. I'm going to turn it over to Michelle, and she's going to talk to us about creating intentions for the new year.
Perfect. All right, I am gonna share my screen here in a minute, but so I'm Michelle Werdeman. It's so nice to see so many new faces and faces that I haven't seen in a while. So yeah, so we'll get down to business because I know we're kind of short on time. But who here has ever set a New Year's resolution and it has not worked? Me. Yes, well, you're not alone. So I thought this was going to be a really fun topic, especially this time of year, to talk about very briefly why resolutions don't work, but also how you can adapt positive habits that will actually lead to long-lasting change. So let's share here. All right, can everybody see this? Yeah, okay. It's weird because I have some of you on one screen and then I'm doing this on another screen. So quickly, there's a lot of reasons why resolutions are hard to stick to, but I picked just a couple. And the reason I want to just highlight these is because a lot of people will come to me and they'll tell me like, I tried this, it doesn't work, like there must be something wrong with me. And that's not the case. So one of the reasons that resolutions don't work is because you are relying on motivation and willpower, and those do not last. 100% don't last. They are feelings, if you will, and no feeling lasts, right? The good, the bad, everything changes. So I like to think about willpower kind of almost as like a muscle. Like it can last for, you know, a day, a week, a month, sometimes even a year, but it gets tired. So you have to come up with a different way to make things happen. So that's why I thought this was a perfect opportunity to do so. And then a lot of times we get very focused on what the actual result is or the goal is that we set, and we don't focus on the actual process to get there. And I will talk a little bit about that in a bit, and then we try too much too soon. Like here we are, it's January 1st. It's like, okay, I'm not going to eat carbs. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like that's not going to work. So let's see what actually will work. So I want to really show you and talk to you about how you can create long-lasting habits. And a habit is really just a routine behavior that's repeated regularly and tends to occur in your subconscious. So one of the great things about this is I can show you how you can start to train your brain to do these positive habits subconsciously. So if you think about it, like how many things we do on a daily basis that we don't even think you don't even think about doing, like brushing your teeth, for example. Like it's not something you're like, okay, I'm going to do this one tooth, I'm going to do this. It's just very automatic. And it happens because of repetition. So, and it starts by starting small. So BJ Fogg, who actually, he wrote a book called The Tiny Habits. He's awesome. He jokes and he's like, small may not sound sexy, but it is successful and sustainable. So to kind of put things in perspective, the financial planner part of me likes numbers too. If you change a behavior 1% every day in a positive way, by the end of that year, you're actually creating 37% better results than you were at the beginning of the year. This can also obviously have a negative, effect too. Like if you do a bad behavior, but if you think about it, like 1% every day will get you 37% better by the end. And it's hard because as humans, we like to see results immediately. And when we don't, we think things aren't working, we lose motivation, our confidence in reaching the results that we're actually after. So we stop trying. And that's kind of, or we try too much too soon, and it doesn't jive with our lifestyle. So it's important when you set out to create a result that you want, you have to create a process that actually jives with your lifestyle. So, and the first step too is you have to create a behavior. And again, these behaviors ultimately will become habits. You have to create a behavior that's attractive to you. So for example, like, okay, let's say you want to start working out come January and you despise going to the gym. Well, joining a gym and saying you're going to work out 3, 4, 5 days a week, not the best idea for you, because you're not going to want to go. And I'm not saying we're always going to want to do things, but you have to find something that actually is attractive to you. So maybe it's dancing. I joke because when quarantine shut down, I used to go to the gym and I was like, great, I'm like, I have to exercise. I have to find something fun that I can do in my house. And now on YouTube, like you can find anything you want to do, whether it's yoga or dancing. So I did country line dancing, and I will say that it's actually a really good workout. But yeah, so you find something that's attractive. Next, you have to find something that's easy. And by easy, I don't mean like from a strenuous point, it's something that requires less steps. So for example, let's say you decide that you're going to walk with a friend every day after work. Well, if your friend lives a ways away, you drive home, get changed, then you go to her house, then you walk, then you have to come home, then you have to make dinner. That's a lot of different steps. So you want to try to find something that has the least amount of steps that is actually easy to do. So for example, like in that example, you could bring your sneakers already changed, like just make sure that they're at least amount of steps you can do, because that is something that is attractive, it's easy. And then you have to reward yourself, like have some sort of reward out there. And I'll talk in a minute about how you can do rewards, but like from the big scheme, so if let's take this idea of walking per se, maybe it's once I get X amount of miles in, I'm going to buy myself those nice sneakers that I have been eyeing. Like our brains love reward. So having a reward is going to be huge in helping you keep those small habits. And so as a coach, I love goals, but goals are good for setting a direction, but systems are the best for making progress. So this is what I was saying at the beginning. A lot of times we are so focused on what the result is that we want to create. And again, as a coach, like me and my clients do set goals. They're great. They're SMART goals. They're specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. And New Year's is a perfect time for that. Like you're starting a new year. People are like, new year, new you, all of that good stuff. But what happens is when you don't feel like you're reaching that goal, that's when a lot of people give up. So like I hear people say all the time, you know, I tried that before. I've tried to lose weight, like nothing works. I can't grow my business because I've tried this. I can't do that. And it's because they're so focused on what that end goal is. They're not looking at the actual processes. So I think about like a scale, for example. Like if you've ever tried to lose weight and you've had a really great week, like you've eaten good, you've worked out, you get on that scale and it hasn't moved or it's actually gone up, like that's super frustrating, right? I know for myself, I have been there multiple times, but because I'm like, you can get hung up on what that number is on the scale. What you're actually not focusing on is all of this, like this positive steps that you made throughout that week, the eating better, the exercising more. So, and I think too, it's celebrating those little wins along the way. When you do have a good day that you ate healthy, when you do go to the gym and you have a good workout, we tend to only celebrate the big things, right? When we get to that end result. But if we started to celebrate and you celebrate every little action step that you took, without the end picture, that's where you're going to actually start to build momentum, right? And you're going to start to build confidence. And our brains love rewards, like even like a little like, woohoo, I'm awesome. Like, yeah, high five me. Like our brains want that little like quick dopamine. So the more often we can celebrate the tiny things, those are what's going to actually create the bigger things. So well, typically what you first, a good way to kind of like look at this is you pick an outcome, right? So a client and I will sit down and we'll say, what is one outcome? Like, what is the goal? But then we brainstorm, and you can brainstorm whatever that outcome is. What are all of the behaviors and habits that are going to actually create this outcome? And you don't have to do them all. That's not the point. But the idea is to have a massive amount of options to choose from. And like I said at the beginning, we could have, you know, a habit or something on there that doesn't particularly fit into your lifestyle now, and that's okay. But it's, let's brainstorm, and then we take one or two of the habits that are easy and are attractive, and we start to break it down from there. And usually I'd say we probably come up with like 10 to 15 different things, depending on whatever the outcome is. Like if it's a business outcome, you know, emails, prospects, like all of that good stuff. So we take one or two that are the most attractive, the easiest, and then we break it down. So this here, I'll just talk really quickly about. So this is BJ Foggs, who he created the Tiny Habits method. And so what this does is it shows you, like, if something is really hard to do, you have to be really motivated and act like in terms of getting it done, right? So if you look at like this action line, if it's, you're really highly motivated, like I think about, I was talking to somebody and she's like, I've never ran before, but come January 1st, like I want to start running a mile a day. But if you haven't ran 1,000 yards in a really long time, like you need some serious motivation to get like those miles. Like maybe you're being chased by a dog or like something that's gonna be really hard to do for you. You need that motivation. And like we said before, motivation does not last. So when we pick those one or two habits, we're going to try to like do the easiest thing possible. Like this might sound funny, but so somebody, and I did this too, if they want to start flossing, right? Like after they brush their teeth, like for some reason, like, you know, people always tell me, they're like, well, it's just such a pain in the ass to do and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, what if you had like your little floss next to your toothpaste and those little things? I'm like, just start with one tooth. I'm like, I know that sounds like really silly, but like if you just start like very small. So taking the running, for example. So let's say, okay, so you want to become a runner. Then it's very easy to do, put on your shoes, run to the end of the driveway. Literally, I know it sounds like really like, okay, well, that's the end of the driveway. Okay, then maybe it's you run to the end of the street. But the idea is just start small. And let's say one day, you know what, you're super motivated, you have your sneakers, you get to the end of the driveway or you get to the end of the street and your motivation's high. Guess what? Maybe you're at, I was running and then you go, right? And it does sound silly, but the smaller you go and the more you can reward yourself for getting just your sneakers on and getting down to the end of the driveway or the end of the street, that's when your confidence starts to grow. And the more times your confidence grows, you start to take on bigger things, right? Which is amazing in and of itself, because then it's like, once you get this outcome, and I could go on and on about that, but I know we're short of time. So for example, like where to start small, like if you are someone that doesn't drink a lot of water and you're like, I'm going to start to drink 8 glasses of water a day, start with 1 glass of water, right? If you want to get 10,000 steps in a day, but you have a sedentary job, so you're not really moving, you're in the car, you're at your desk, like start focusing on 1,000 steps a day, right? And then you can take it from there. If you want to read more books, begin with 1 page. Because I think you'll find the smaller you start, while you're doing the activity, you're gonna just keep going, right? If you want to email 10 prospects a week, just start with one of them. And then naturally, you'll start to actually do more things, but the pressure won't be there to do too much too soon. So until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So this is a quote by Carl Jung. And I mentioned earlier, like all of the habits that we have on a daily basis, most of which are so subconscious that we don't even realize we're doing them. So to start to create tiny habits that will last, the idea here is to come up with a habit tracker. So take a couple days and literally list all of the things, like all of the habits that you have, and put like a plus sign. If it's a positive habit, put a plus sign. If it's a negative habit, negative, like a minus sign, or if it's neutral. But when you can become aware of these habits, and I'll show you, you'll see in a minute why this is so important. The idea is to start to get these positive habits in your subconscious so that you do them without even thinking. And how do you do that? So it's called habit stacking. So the idea is, once you're aware of all your habits, take one of those habits and say, okay, after I blank, I will, and then you insert that new behavior, that very, very small thing. Literally doesn't have to be longer than 30 seconds. So couple of examples. After I turn on my coffee pot, I will drink a glass of water. It's something you already do. You're standing there, just drink a glass of water. Like that's very easy to do, right? After I open my eyes in the morning, I'll say, today's going to be a great day. And God bless you, open your eyes in the morning. So, and the more you can do that and the more repetition, it takes literally 5 seconds to do. And I use these examples because some people will hire me as a coach for health and wellness, but also like mindset. So that's kind of where the gratitude goes. And then after I turn on the shower, I'll look in the mirror and say one nice thing about me. So if somebody comes to me and they're like very down on themselves, they really want to increase their confidence, this is a perfect way to get started. Literally, it's after I turn on the shower, which is something you do anyway. Look in the mirror and say one nice thing about yourself. And you'll see how that actually grows, and then it will just naturally become a habit. And this is the most important part. And myself, I have the hardest time with this. It's being patient, literally just being patient with yourself. Because if you think about it in life, everything started from like a little seed, like very, very tiny, right? So once you start planting all these little seeds or like these little tiny behaviors on top of ones you already do, like it's going to take some time. It's going to take love and nurturing. Everything starts out tiny, and long-lasting positive habits do too. So, amen. I tried to keep it good times because I want to make sure we have plenty of time for.
Michelle, that was amazing. Thank you. The comments were off the charts. Could you?
Oh, I'll have to read them. Thank you.
Yeah. Could you share
Brilliant.
that
Oh my
with
God,
us?
so brilliant, Michelle.
Could you share that
Thank
with us
you.
as a PDF, and we'll include it? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So Michelle is going to share that with us as a PDF. One comment is, if you have not read Darren Hardy's The Compound Effect, read that book, because it's a great add-on to what Michelle was saying. Michelle, fantastic. Thank you so much. We're so thrilled that you were able to share with us this morning so timely as we enter the new year and everybody's got those resolutions that don't stick. So good morning again. I'm going to turn it over to Kim Gagne. I'm going to let Kim tell you her story. Michelle, if you can make me the host, please. At the end, we're going to share a video that Kim has created for her. So Kim, please take it away.
Thank you. Thanks again for having me this morning to speak about Bags of Hope. So I'm going to kind of walk you through how Bags of Hope came to be. So my husband and I, we had one daughter at the time. She was 2 years old, and we were having some fertility issues and trying to decide what we were going to do. Were we going to do adoption? Were we going to do fertility treatment? We were going through all of the thoughts. And I was one day at Jordan's Furniture with my mom, and I walked through the front door, and there was a book right in their lobby. And it had 550 kids in the state of Massachusetts that were in need of adoptive homes. And I think I stood there for at least an hour, just flipping page by page by page by page. And it was really the first time that my eyes had been opened to the need, specifically in our area, for kids that were in foster care. My husband and I, as teenagers, had done work in orphanages in other countries, but it was the first time that I was really aware that there was so many kids in foster care and so many kids in need of adoptive homes. And it was really eye-opening for us. And so we decided to become a licensed foster adoptive home in the state of Massachusetts. And so while we were in the classes, we heard one of the things they teach is that when kids are moved out of their biological home in crisis, that social workers go into the home, they put a couple belongings in a trash bag for a child, and that they bring that child to their next foster home with their trash bag. And I remember my husband out loud gasping in the class. And he's like, there's no way there's kids traveling with things in a trash bag. And we talked a lot about it. And they said, yeah, actually social workers often will travel with boxes of trash bags in their car for moving kids. And it was very alarming to us. We talked a lot about it. And then a few months later, we were placed with our first adoptive placement, and we went to a foster home and picked him up. And the foster mom walked to the door with a trash bag of his belongings that had traveled with him through 5 different foster homes that year. And we got in the car and we were driving home, and I turned to my husband and said, we have to do something about this. This is so, it's already hard enough to lose everything, to lose your family, to lose your everything you knew that was home. But then to have the only items you have carried in a trash bag just is so not right. And so we talked about it that day, and I said, what if we just do a couple of bags for Christmas for kids in foster care? We'll put their name on it. My kids had the backpacks from Land's End or wherever with the names on them. And so I said, what if we just do that for a couple kids in foster care? And he said, yeah, I think that's a great idea. And so I called one of the DCF offices, actually it was the Fall River office at the time, and said, what do you think of us doing that? They said, that'd be great. We'll send you over a couple names of some kids that could really use that. Well, that list turned to, it was a list of 30. And so I said, oh, I'm gonna need a little bit more help. So we stood up in front of our church on a Sunday morning and said, could a couple people help us just do these bags? This is what we're thinking. We want to put their name on it. And a couple in the church that owns Sandy Lane Sports in Warwick, Rhode Island, they stood up and they said, yeah, we'd be happy to help. We own a sports shop. We'll start embroidering the bags for you. So that was 11 years ago. And at the time we were just planning on doing it for that Christmas, 30 bags. We just hit the 11-year mark and just wrapped up over 36,000 bags over the past number of years, past 11 years. And it has expanded. The social workers just kept calling for more bags and can you get 2 bags for these kids? And it just kept expanding over offices and offices throughout Mass and Rhode Island. And then we started getting calls from other states. So Indiana and Florida and Tennessee, Connecticut, and it just started expanding. So it's been incredible for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is because it's very hard when you hear numbers of kids in foster care. So if I tell you that there's, 8,500 kids in foster care in the state of Massachusetts, that's very hard to picture. But when you see those kids represented by a bag with their name on it, you really start to see the problem and the issue, and you start to become aware. So what has been one of the greatest outcomes of this project is the awareness that it's brought to the need for foster homes. So many of the people that have come out to help us, because we wrap and pack. So just to give an example, last week we wrapped 30,000 gifts to pack in the 6,400 bags that we did this year to get out across the country. So it's when you're working and you're looking at all of those names and you see all of those kids, it's really, you become very aware of the need. But I have always thought, foster kids do not have the opportunity to be out there saying, can you get us a home? Or do not have the opportunity to say, I need an adoptive family. They just don't have that opportunity. And so if this is the way that we can help be a voice for them, then this is how we're doing it. So it's not even just about the bag. It's about the bigger picture of us, being aware of the need that's out there just right around the corner. And so we went on to adopt 5 kids. So we have a total of 6 kids. And it has just been an incredible experience and a whole eye-opening world. But I wanted to just share with you, if we have a minute, we have a couple-minute video. This is actually on our website, so you can watch it or share it. This project, it costs, we've always asked people to sponsor a child for the preparation of a bag. So it's $25 a bag to sponsor a child so that we can get all of these kids covered. So this year we did 6,488 bags. We have to financially get each one of those kids covered. But the truth is, with the cost of inflation this year, the project that normally costs us $25 a bag costs about $40 a bag. So every little bit of sponsorship helps to make this project possible. So I've asked Lisa, this is a video and you're gonna see, it's actually from a couple of years ago, but it has footage of us putting the bags together. So the numbers are a little bit older because we just finished this year. So we're more up to date, the numbers I just gave you. But I just wanted you to be able to see firsthand the project in motion. So Lisa, if you don't mind playing that, and then I'll kind of wrap up.
Yeah, that would be great. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video. And before I forget, we did put a post up on our Facebook page. Kathy Ballerini, I can't see you right now, but Kathy there's an ornament drive, right, Cam, where you can do a sponsorship and get an ornament for the organization. So I'm going to ask Kathy to maybe throw that in the chat if you can, Kathy, or everyone just to go to our Facebook page. So I'm going to try to share. I've got it all queued up. See, and I'm going to share it. Can you see that? Somebody nod at me. Yes, you can see it. Okay.
Yes, we can see it.
All right. I'm unmuting and I'm going to play it. Let me know. Can you hear it?
No, so you might want to stop the share, and when you share again, when you go to share it, you'll see in the bottom corner it says share sound, and so you'll be able to do that.
All right.
Because unmuting yourself doesn't translate for us.
Thank you. Okay. Share sound. Thank you, Lynn. I see it.
No problem.
Take two, folks. Take two. Here we go. Go back to the beginning. Now, can you hear it?
I think so. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
For me about Bags of Hope is that it was never a thought or a plan. John and I met, I want to say we were in junior high.
We, oddly enough, as teenagers, wanted to have 6 kids, both of us, and always felt like we wanted to adopt as well, not realizing that after one child, we'd be adopting 5. When we got the call for Shane, the foster mom says, "Oh wait, he has one more bag." She comes up from the basement, opens the door, and she's carrying the black trash bag. Every time he had to move, the social workers would come in and they would take his stuff and put it in a black trash bag.
Families don't have luggage. And when a foster family has just gotten so burnt out that they can't take it anymore, they haven't bought the kids' luggage. Trash bags are the one thing almost every home has.
Your teddy bear or your blanket or your journal or whatever connects you to the people that you love. There's a million stories of this kid's trash bag got thrown out, or this little girl's trash bag was misplaced. And I was thinking of like my own kids.
I think we just knew we had to do something, but that something truly was, we thought, a small little Christmas project.
Maybe we'll do this for the families that we know. 25 quickly grew to 100. And so that Christmas, that was the first one that we did. It was 100 bags. We've done it for 7 years now, and this past Christmas we did 6,000.
Even if I handed you the list of all the names of all the children that were in the state of Rhode Island or Massachusetts in foster care, it's still not the same as seeing a bag for every child with their name on it piled in one huge room. Those bags become faces, and each bag has a story.
We've seen over 70 kids fostered, and I think right now it's around 15 children adopted into families that got licensed to adopt because of Bags of Hope. The state is coming to us and they're like, how do you do it? Like, how do you recruit so many families? And we're like, it's the church. To take care of the widow and the orphan. You know, it's our job to do that. And there's this like renewed sense of ownership to that, and like an awakening to the need to care for these children, and that the church has kind of dropped the ball a long time ago on.
Most of the kids that are in foster care don't have their name on anything, and most of their names are really unique. Not all, but there's a lot of unique names.
Seeing firsthand the response of kids and how excited they get that something is personal. This is just for you. For people to want to do something for the kids that I care about. That was kind of how I really connected with Bags of Hope. I didn't get into foster care with the intent to adopt. I just wanted to mother. I'm taking care of God's children. And the next child that came was Avia. One of the things that I love about Bags of Hope for Avia is there's nothing really unusual about being adopted when there are a whole bunch of kids in your community that are adopted. You're not the one kid in the entire church that isn't with your biological parents. When so many families foster, you may not even know who they are.
I'm not sure that Grace realizes that our family dynamic is maybe not normal. I think she may think that most people adopt or foster. Grace is a lot like John, the more the merrier.
Not everybody can foster, but everybody can have a role.
You know, God is a father, you know, and even when we're like going through our stuff or even forsaking him, he still hasn't forsaken us. I feel like it's an honor to be able to try to reflect that to children that may have felt forsaken. To be able to then say, no, this is who you are, and I love you.
All right.
Thank you so much for taking a minute to watch that. I appreciate it. So that's the work that we're doing and trying to wrap up for this year, because our goal is to get all these bags out for Christmas Day, so that these kids have them underneath the tree. But so if you're interested, like Lisa said, she did put the website on there for any support if you'd like to help with ornaments. We also are more than willing to help license and train people interested in foster care. So they can reach out to me directly if they're interested in fostering. If you know any friends or family that would be interested in fostering, we'd be happy to come alongside them and get them licensed and trained and make the process a little bit easier. So thank you for the time this morning. Appreciate it.
Kim, thank you. I know I speak for everyone on the call that I think it was the social worker that said, we can't all do one thing, but we can all do something. And I think that's sort of the takeaway from this morning. So please go to bagsofhopenewengland.org. You can make a donation there. I think Kathy's going to share with us and go to our Facebook page. You will see the post that we put up about the ornament project that Kathy is spearheading. So Kathy, thank you for doing that. You and Sheila, I know, are spearheading that for the network. And on that note, I would say thank you. Thank you all for joining us. We at the network wish you a happy, safe, and healthy holiday season and new year. There's lots of great things coming up. Michelle and Kathy are working on a great slate of events for 2023. Go to the website, keep an eye on that. We like to say always star it and get back and come visit us. Reach out to someone that you met on this call. Relationships are built in small increments, right? It's that compound effect that Michelle shared with us this morning. It's the habit of, you can't make everything. We don't expect everyone to be able to do that, but reach out to someone, do a one-on-one call, either virtually or in person, and make that connection, because that is the heart of what we strive for at the network, is to be connected with each other. Sometimes life gets in the way and it's hard to do that, but we will continue to do that, bring to you amazing content coming up in the new year. So on that note, I wish you all the most joyous of holiday seasons. And thank you for being here with us this morning. And I look forward to seeing everyone in 2023. I'm not going anywhere, folks. You're not getting rid of me that easy, but I look forward to seeing everyone soon. Have a great rest of the day.
Thanks so much,
Bye.
Lisa.
Bye, Lisa.
Thank you,
Bye,
Lisa.
everyone.
Thank
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy
See you next year.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Have a
Bye.
good night.
Thank you.
Lynn, I need to save the chat.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
You can turn off the recording too.
Recording. Sure you want to stop